All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's talk about Femi Fani-Kayode. You guys follow this guy's story? You guys know this guy's story? FFK is a Nigerian politician. It's I don't know if they're still married. Was married to a lady called Precious. Her name was Precious. Fine lady too, by the way. Her name Precious. This young lady right here. FFK at this point I think is like what 63, somewhere between 63, 65 years old. 63 years old. This young lady is 35 years old. Right? They have again, it's a Nigerian politician, and I think she was a winner of some kind of pageant show or something, and then she got scooped up by this guy as far back as 2014. I think I read earlier on 2014, right? So, and they've had a lot of back and forth, lots and lots and lots of back and forth. This is FFK and his beautiful ex-wife now. I think they're ex-wife now. When is enough enough? It's kind of related to what we were just talking about, right? When is enough enough? Now, anything we say about this topic is easier said than done, especially when people have children. They have 4 children together, one set of triplets and one child. All right. So it's not something you can say, why not just leave? That is actually, I want to be nice. If not because I'm trying to be nice, I would say it's a stupid question. Okay. So why not just leave? Okay. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. It's a valid question, but oftentimes when people ask that question, it's a rhetorical question. They're actually trying to shame you for staying. That's what they're trying to do. All right. So, and I think there's a picture of them, that of the family that came out. A picture of him with his triplets. I'm not going to show that because I don't like to show picture of kids on this platform. And she was not present in the picture. Okay, she was not present in the picture. So he took like a whole family picture with all the kids, all 4 of the kids, with another woman that people didn't recognize. And so people are asking like, where is Precious? Where is Precious? So I think I might have covered Fani-Kayode a little bit here. The Thanos of Mongo Parks. Wahala, I can't stand. Yes, I'm following this story and it's so sad. Yeah. So there's a again, when we cover this story, it might seem like this is an attack against men. No, it's not. It's an opportunity for men to look in the mirror and say, hey, let me make sure I don't have this behavior, because I'm the king of my household. I'm the king in my household, and I set the tone. No, I don't build the home, I set the tone. I'm the king of my household. I set the tone. That does not mean that that woman is not capable of bad behavior. But we first of all, one piece at a time, one layer at a time. First of all, assess things from your point of leverage, which is always self, regardless if you're a man or a woman, especially if you're a man. Okay? How you move is exactly what she has to work with, because she's a woman. Now, this man had been divorced multiple times, allegedly, before he scooped up a young Olu alleged Tutu at the age of 54 when she was about 24, 25. He was about 54, 55. And he scooped up a young girl. What happens in that kind of relationship? Especially when they don't have the skills. Especially if they have a level of arrogance, not pride, ego, as in the toxic version of them all. What happens? Right? That ego to a young girl that doesn't know what she's doing might seem attractive or can be protected, right? She got money. He got money. 20 million naira. He will take care of you, right? And he will feel like a king because in society, let's stop the cap. This is FFK. FFK is a highly influential human being in Nigeria. Okay? Is that powerful? Right? So you get with this kind of man, yeah, and you have triplets, you have 3 kids, and then you have another follow-up kid. In between the 3 kids, there were allegations of I'm not going to put that on the screen now, just so that they're not scanning us, right? There's all kind of pictures, evidence she posted of going to domestic violence in the hands of this man. There's actual video of ass whooping in the hands of this man. Okay? But what it seems like, when I was reading some of the stories, it looks like she will go back. There were, first of all, allegations. There were allegations of this stuff going on. Because people talk, especially if you have house girls, maids, and people that can get paid by tabloids to leak news and stuff like that, right? So there were all kind of allegations that something like that was going on. Eventually, she broke out and said, hey, this is what I'm going through. She even posted pictures of what she was going through, including some screenshots. Yeah. Including screenshots of messaging and stuff like that. She actually posted some things on it, calling him a narcissist. I'm free. Kind of like similar to what you saw with Harry Song earlier on. Okay. So there were all kind of stuff like that she was posting, what you might want to call receipts, right? So all that kind of stuff. And then eventually, like I said, and then before they knew it, she went back to the guy. And I think that happened multiple times. That allegedly happened multiple times. And that's why I'm asking, when is enough, right? Obviously, DV is not just physical, right? Most people, they use physical interchangeably with DV. That's the truth, right? But anyway, I'm going to read this article that I found here. It says, Precious Chikwendu missing as Fani-Kayode throws birthday for their triplets. Former beauty queen Precious Chikwendu, the ex-wife of former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode, was consciously absent at the birthday soiree of their triplet sons Liam, Aiden, and Ragnar. What kind of names are these? These are not Yoruba names. This doesn't look like Igbo names either. Niger News reports that the boys turned 6 on May 21 and their father threw them a birthday party at home during the weekend. The APC, All Progressives Chieftain, shared photos of the party via its Instagram page on Monday. Now, I'm asking a question. When you go from 55, 54 years old and you're not secure in yourself as a man, and you go and marry a girl who is 24, 25, who is just coming into life to discover life. If you don't know what you're doing, what are the possibilities of what can come from that kind of relationship? In 2024, not in 1964. Okay, not in 1924, in 2024, meaning she has access to a smartphone. Okay, so even if she wants to do quote unquote the right thing, right? If the reality is that she don't collect shege, as in literally from you, allegations, if that's the reality. 54-24, 55-25, 57-27. We're counting up the age now, right? 65, 35 years old, right? What do you think is going to happen? What are the possibilities? What are the possibilities? What do you think would happen eventually? Right? Do you think possibly they might jump on the internet and say, go back to him or sing Chinese? Do you think this fine girl might choose to sing Chinese? Maybe, maybe not. It might take them a while. When is enough enough? It might take them a while, right? Does she have options? No, she's beyond the wall at 35. Nobody wants her. Did you believe that when you said that? Right. I'm asking you. I'm just asking for somebody. Even you yourself no believe it. Doesn't mean she will find husband. I'm just saying, did you believe that when you said that to yourself? Who wants her after four? After four, she has 4 kids. Who would want her? Let me get back to that article. So the APC chieftain shared photos of the party via his Instagram. The photos captured FFK posing with his boys and another woman at the birthday. He captioned this photo: "What a wonderful birthday celebration we had for my 3 handsome sons. Thanks to all those that came and that prayed for us. And most importantly, we give thanks to the Lord for all he has done." Did you know that FFK Femi Fani-Kayode, did you know that he's an evangelist at their ministry? Actually, it's just a question. I don't know that, but I know he prays a lot. Okay, and he quotes scriptures a lot. These are some of the pictures. This is not showing too much of the kids. I don't think the kids are there, but these are the pictures that he put on the internet at the birthday, and the wife is nowhere to be found in the picture. Okay, now it doesn't matter. We don't know what happened there. It's just a picture, right? But we're getting back to the story, right? Again, the question is that when is enough is enough? Why is it that we can't catch ourselves and say, hey, this person has choices, options? It could be a man, you could be a woman, and you are literally abusing this man. Why is it that we can't stop ourselves and say, hey, I know I feel some type of way about certain things and stuff, but this person have options. I know why. Maybe you're the one that's been abused. I get it. But that should be assessed to make sure that that's the truth. Okay? So they took these pictures. These are the pictures that he allegedly posted. And there's an Olo alleged tutu. Another one, the picture, maybe it's just a sister. Maybe somebody's sister. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. But again, this young lady, I think it seems like she's finally left that relationship. And anytime that happens, it's a bittersweet situation. In one side, that's a family that is no longer together. On the other side of things, it's like, listen, she has the rest of her life ahead of herself, right? So the article continues. Meanwhile, Precious, in a recent social media post, described FFK as a narcissist and toxic manipulator. Precious claims she was reported to the president for cutting off her estranged husband, who wants her to feel the narrative that they are back together as husband and wife. Okay, why is it that the narrative in the social media street is much more important than the reality of what's going on in the relationship? Why do people do this? I'm asking for a friend. According to the ex-beauty queen, their current fallout is different, and Fani-Kayode can only manipulate their children for 5 years until they grow up and become his karma. Those kids are young. Precious stated that she is not fighting anymore and expressed optimism that her kids would come looking for her at the right time. Do you know what it takes for a mother to say they will come looking for her at the right time? It takes 2 possible things. I have to cover the 2 possibilities here. It could mean She's a terrible mother who is ready to throw 4 kids in the garbage. Or it could mean what is more likely the case. It's a matter of survival for her now. She had to settle for less if it means she has to protect herself. So people do all this. It might not be a matter of DV. It might be some kind of abuse. People do a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And sometimes it's too late. Sometimes it's too late. You know. So a lot of the pictures that they've taken together in the past, allegedly, those pictures were taken to make it look a certain type of way. I'm not going to buy into that. I'm sure they had some good times. Okay. The worst of relationship that you know, of course, the picture is painted oftentimes like it's just all the way bad. No, that's not true. That's not the reality for the most cases. Sometimes it's like that. Okay. But there are some good times there. It's not. Let's not sit around and just pretend like, relationships just go bad. People grow apart, especially when they refuse to open their mind that there's something I don't know. Maybe there's something I can learn. Sometimes it just goes that bad. So when it's enough, sometimes it's not in this lifetime. Sometimes it's 35 years later. Sometimes it's 5 years later. Sometimes it's 2 years later. Some people they will annul the marriage 2 weeks into it. Okay, depending on what jurisdiction they live in. All right, so the age gap is a big deal. There's a lot of people who think money can buy them the work that needs to be done when you marry somebody with a massive, wide age gap. 65 to 35, that's a whole 30 years. I don't care what phase of life you're in. You don't enjoy the same things. That's not an absolute. More likely, you probably don't enjoy the same things. Not the same songs. You're listening to Sula Fisher Colbering, and she's like, Zazu, Uponle. And you're confused, and you're like, wait, what does that have to do with anything? It's just an example. You probably can't relate in many, many ways. And whenever those frictions come, you probably be like, I'm your father. You won't say those words, but you might as well just say it. You're better off just saying the words so we can know what we're dealing with. And the reality is that you're not supposed to be the father. You're supposed to be a lover, a homie, and a friend. I don't know. We don't know. I'm just saying, okay? But there's evidence, what they call receipts on the internet of this being a very violent, toxic relationship. When is enough? At what point? What about now? Like right now? It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. What about right now? You can choose to decide enough is enough. Mario says what he did would be illegal everywhere, but he's in Nigeria as a politician, a very powerful one at that. APC shifting. APC, what do you call them? The not the running party. The party that's basically leading Nigeria right now. Okay, that's a word I'm looking for. I can't find it. Separated mother and children, basically use the poor lady as a surrogate and prisoner. It's going to be a while. And I pray for her that she'll be able to have a connection, because it sounds like she ran away from the house and she's good for now. And she's settled for less and say, listen, peace of mind, survivor, emotional survivor. This is the type of power many Mongo packs want. And it's not even, I don't know why they want that, because they're actually shooting themselves on the legs doing that. I would like to call in at a certain point. Oh, let's do that right now. Sorry, I missed that. Let's do that right now, and then I'll call it a day. we can finish off the show with you, my G Chinye. Yeah, maybe you actually know more about the story. I would love to hear it. Thank you. Lies men tell women to make them be stuck. Asiocha. Yeah, come and tell me what Asiocha means. Which kind of evangelist from the deepest pit of He quotes a lot of Bible. You have to remember that some people would rather you quote and back everything up with scriptures. Remember, I cannot forget that one. That one shocked me. In the beginning, at Etibere, I think Bifale, but it's okay. Yeah. So I think it's pretty. When people chop breakfast, I want to put this point in there, right? When you chop or you serve breakfast, it's not free. It costs a lot of energy. You're going to have to heal from a lot of resentments. There's nobody that goes through breakfast and just go scot-free, and after all you dump them, you move on. We like to tell ourselves that on the internet. Just dump him and keep him moving. No, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. So that young lady, I hope she seeks the help that she needs. And everything is possible. Femi, Fani-Kayode, all those allegations, they're probably true. And if he's perpetuating those kind of behaviors, he cares about something. Okay? At least he cares about his ego. He wants to paint a certain type of narrative, which is why they will kind of patch the relationship and come on the screen and just act like everything is good. They will take picture so they can put the bloggers to shame finally. Like, right? Let's put them to shame. Let's take a picture. A lot of people try to fix their issues like that. Shout out to Lady Blessed. She was on Instagram. She said, don't nobody want her. She know that they will use her. That's it. Wahala. Shout out to you, Lady Blessed. All right. So, yeah. Anyway, let's round this show up. I think we might cover. There's gonna be more coming out of the camp of Femi, Fani-Kayode. If you feel toxin, you're not alone. If you feel like the situation you're inside is poisonous, you're not alone. It's not the end of the world. Heaven is not gonna fall out of the skies. Seek help. Don't wait for it takes two to tango. Don't do that to yourself. Seek the help that you need. Okay? Don't be waiting around inside a marriage and say it takes two to tango. That's how you end up in a toxic marital cycle. Seek the help. Engage the help that you need for you. Okay? If you're not okay, you cannot create a good marriage. You just can't. It doesn't matter how perfect the other person is. You probably will drain them anyway. Okay? You probably will drain them anyway. You're trying to call from laptop. Call now. Hit the link. I'll give you another 60 seconds. If not, we're going to have to turn it till tomorrow. Okay? It's already 10 p.m. here on our side of the town. Hit the link. I'm waiting for you. So, don't wait. Okay? If you don't feel safe, protect yourself. If you don't feel safe, you feel you're locked up somewhere, if you're in the Western world, you have the opportunity, hopefully, let me just say that, call 911. Everybody go there, all right. You shouldn't call police on your husband. You shouldn't call police on your wife. Says who? It's better for them to sleep in jail for 3 days, especially if it's a Friday, even better. It's better than for us to hear some crazy news. Okay? It's better. No, I'm not encouraging it. People just don't wake up one day and say, I want to call police on my... No, that's not how it works. It's just a situation where they don't feel safe. And they are probably going to end up protecting you by them calling the police. Did you ever think about that? Instead of them doing something stupid to you, they decide to call the police. You ever thought about that? Oh no, it's just these Western people. They think you want to Westernize everything. Okay. By the way, all of this terrible, crazy news are happening in Nigeria. They just don't have enough coverage. Can you imagine something, God forbid, happen in Fani-Kayode's backyard, and there's a journalist there trying to cover it? Can you imagine it? Probably not. Do you think it might be covered up? I'm not saying anything happened. I'm just saying. She's probably a lucky person today. Let me bring Chia to let's hope our audio is connected. Chia, talk to me. How you there? How you there? How you there? Talk to me.
Hey, can you hear me good?
Oh, it's beautiful, crisp.
Oh my God, you had no idea what I was doing. I was cooking while I was on the show. So I had to
Okay,
quickly take the food to my parents and run kitty 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 and get to
I
my
feel
room
you.
to connect on my laptop because my phone, you guys wouldn't have been able to hear me.
Right, right.
Yeah, so I know you're getting ready to round up, so I'll try to make it quick. So I know you know some of the history already with when she left previously, and she left for good, but and then she fought so hard to also have not to have the kids to herself, but to be able to see her
Have
children,
some custody, some kind of
have some type of
visitation
custody,
rights.
visitation, time that they can spend with her. But he used his power to just like really just deal with her. And like as a mother who carried who gave birth to four boys, like how do you even have the heart? She was just begging the public, trying to see how she can get some help. And the conditions he was giving her, he was like just very oppressive and manipulative, and to the like almost like somebody that is pinned to the wall where you don't have any options. And he was like oppressing her with the option of, oh, the only way you can see your children is if you live here with us.
Stay
But
married. Stay in the house.
I want to stay married, and somehow they got some type of resolution. They didn't really tell us what happened, but um it seemed like she still didn't want the marriage, but she just wanted to,
She wanted to be with her kids.
to be with her kids. And even up to when before she went there, she kept saying, I'm not, we're not together, like we're not together. But um, eventually, not sure what their compromise was. And then she ended up going. I remember before she went back to to see, not for the relationship, but how she can be in that house, with the kids or whatever. Um, I remember people kept telling her, well, if the kids are important to you, you should at least go back. Like, and this person is like, yo, I'm traumatized by this man. I don't want, like, why can't we just co-parent in peace? Why am I being forced into something that I know that it's scary, where it's a possibility I can even lose my life? And after trying so many different things and this fool that I can't stand, I used to love this man, but when I
You
finally found
did?
that yeah, but when I found that he was a monster and a kani and wear belly face and licking some nyashes to get position in the government, that's when I was like, nah, this one no be at all. But anyway, um, so she finally went back. I don't believe she went back to be in a relationship with him, but just if okay, if
But
staying in
is
the house,
that what it was painted as in the public?
that's what it was painted as in the public. But eventually, later on, I started seeing her with him in events and stuff like that.
Right.
Now this time that I guess she's at the breaking point. Like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Even if it means me like losing these children, because I've really really fought and I gave it my all, and because the power is more than my power. I'm just gonna just count my losses for now, hoping that my children will see all the things that are on the internet, like hoping that my children would see that I really fought for them. Because of course somebody like this, like their father, would manipulate them and say all kinds of things negative, to them, to paint their mom black. I mean, that's how I see this man. Very easy. I remember one time when they were not together, and he came out singing, "Mami with that power, powerless."
I think I seen that. Yes, I think I seen that.
Man is
Yeah.
an idiot.
Oh my God.
Jesus power, super power, Mami with that power, powerless
Yeah,
power.
because
Basically,
he's a Jesus
oh,
freak. Didn't he kneel down in front of one of these big pastors and they were ordaining him? They said he would become a president one day.
he was
I think that.
ordained. Who? Oh man, you know what? Let me hold my tongue.
Listen, this guy has money and influence.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just remembering how she through and everything, and the Nigerian court systems, was not helping her. Of course, this one other person has money and stuff like that. It just really breaks my heart because these children will go through a lot without their mom being there, and like at a point, some of our children might, see her fighting and be able to forgive the whole situation. And some might be like, nah, when I needed you, you weren't there. And they might have these abandonment issues. Like I know there are people, that are close to me that I know where there's a situation with their parents. And I mean, till today is affecting them. They are grown, they have their children. Some of the children forgave the situation with their mom, some didn't. It was, they were like in a really toxic situation. So it
Yeah.
really breaks my heart what these children would go through. I just, like, this man easily get women. Just allow this woman to see the children. It's like, you just want to oppress someone's child. Like, let her be,
Yeah.
co-parent in peace. But mm,
That's the thing with this type of ego, because it's not just it's not just practicing that with his wife. There's a certain way he conducts himself in public.
oh
Even
yeah,
with even with journalists and things like that.
when you curse the journalist out, that ask him a
Yeah.
question that is supposed to be asked, like, why are you so butthurt if that's not what you're doing? Like, where he cursed out the journalist and all this craziness, couldn't even hold his decorum. Like Negroes,
They call who?
they'll go take several seats. He was still, and when he was acting ratchet, he was still speaking proper British English. You know,
Let me steal this clip from Nezeview. Hold on one second. Let me see. Check this one out.
That thing now, let me address. What type of
yeah,
stupid
that's
question is
him
that?
now. That's
What type of
yeah.
stupid question is that? Bankrolling who? Do you know who you are talking to? I will not take any questions from this man. What type of insulting question is that? Which bankroll? To do what? Who can give me money for anything? Who do you think you are talking to?
This is a
He's not
journalist he's
insulting
talking
me
to.
here. I don't want to take any questions from this man. I could see from your face before you got here how stupid you are. Don't ever talk to me like that. Who do you think you're talking to?
He's talking to a grown man.
You think that I'm one of those ones you'll be
you
from
saying
who? From how? When? Where? How? You have a small mind. Very small mind. Don't judge me by your own standards. I've been in politics since 1990. I'm not one of these politicians you think will just come. I've been locked up how many times by this government?
Big.
Suffered. I've been persecuted. Unlike most of
There you go. Persecuted. That's the Bible language. Kingdom language.
Persecuted.
He's been persecuted.
He's still speaking with proper diction.
And that is
With
it's
his
a,
rat with
it
his
went
ratchet ass.
it's a Queensbridge, what do you call it? Our UK. I want to school, people that went to school in UK. those, those ones that have gone to school in the UK, in the 60s for
Oh
that matter,
Lord.
they speak Queen's English.
If you're acting ratchet, let your grammar match the ratchetness. Don't be blowing proper Queen's English. And then
Yeah.
you're acting like a complete ass.
Yeah, I'm sure they had a moment where everything was okay until it became, where you going? You can't go there. You can't go out. And then speaking to what you said about people, including the president, probably trying to encourage encourage him no sorry encourage her to stay, right? I remember when we were going through stuff, somebody actually told my wife, like, look at you riding around in BMW. Who else do you think, like, just hold your home? They'll say things like that to her. Now, to be fair, I was also in a place where I was hoping that those things will work. Not because of manipulating her to stay, it's because anything for her to stay, even if it's manipulation, just manipulate her to stay and watch over my kids. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
maybe potentially, like, without doing the work, let's just snap a finger and she'll come back inside the house. You know? So people will
Call it
use
work.
things like status, they will use things like money, they will use, like, for them, this is damn near one of the most powerful men in Nigeria. You know?
Look at that father and daughter picture. Now, some women they get mine though.
So you can't do that.
I
You
don't.
can't
I
you
don't
can't
care
get
how
with a
much. I
65-year-old
oh
man.
hell no. Me way too much like me when my ass when they day one place. They like to go out, have fun, this and that. What are we gonna be discussing? Like, yeah, I know money is attractive, but I cannot.
Let me tell you,
30 something years older.
if you're a young
No.
person and you end up with an older man who wants to use manipulative tactics to force attraction down your throat, they will end up accusing you of sleeping with other men. It's just going to happen. It's only a matter of time. When? It's a matter of when, not if. They will be insecure. Okay?
Absolutely. Look at her. She's so fine.
They will be insecure. And shout out to the Shadi Okoya and the Okoyas. Everybody was celebrating them yesterday. That man is
Who are
about
they?
what? You don't know the Eleganza CEO guy.
Okay.
Eleganza. The wife is about 45. He's about almost 90, 80, 90.
Whoa.
They have 4 grown kids together now. She was the talk of the town when they got married about
Hmm.
20 years ago. So they're actually, like, I think they're about 20-year anniversary now.
People they get mind.
I'm sure somebody is fantasizing that Regina Daniel is going to become that. I pray that she becomes exactly that. I do.
I mean, just what I see in the pub. To be honest with you, the when it comes to Regina Daniel, like I know people will portray in public what they want us to see, but what I'm seeing, I'm actually very surprised. Like she's a very mature girl, like more mature than I would have expected her to, especially somebody who was married off so young, and the way she conducts herself and the picture that I saw in public about Ned is like somebody who oppresses the people from his town and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised
Is that
that
his reputation? I thought
yeah.
people like him.
No,
No?
no, no. His reputation is that people no, his people don't
I
like
know
him.
Showore don't like him. He has a case in
His
with Showore in court.
his reputation is that like the land in their area that he like basically people gave land where he promised that he would use it for the betterment of their people, but he took all those lands for himself.
Oh,
And it's like
wow.
if you say anything, they'll he would get police to oppress you and stuff like that. So he has that really bad reputation. But what really surprised me is that I thought he was one of those people that if he, after marrying Regina, she'll be suppressed and she'll no longer be able to do what her craft is. But no, she's still she's producing movies, she's still acting very current movies. Um, and she's just thriving in her whatever and also involved in assisting her husband politically. So I like the fact that she's able to still like he didn't just like suppress her and tuck her inside, and she's not
Right. It
you know
seems like she has, at least in the public persona, like she has the freedom that would be ideal.
right, and she's still acting her movies, and she's still participating in things like where they're go in those public in those political meetings or whatever. And but whatever else is happening indoors, I don't know. But I mean, like I'm surprised to see that. I mean, first of all, like just being that she's able to still continue with her acting. Of course, now she's more mature. The roles are different. I'm shocked by that. But to be honest with you, marrying your ancestor or somebody 20 years older than you, I can't.
Let me play this short clip. Apparently, she was on with Judy 2 years ago. Let me play this short clip.
And that they are divorced. That was like 8 years. Me, it was more like being there for someone. When he told me his stories with the EFCC, how everybody abandoned him, Mrs. Wada was gone with his kids, his children were even getting married without his permission. Said all sorts of nasty stuff about the kids and everybody that had been in his life. I felt pity for him.
Ha!
Especially the fact that he goes to court and he claimed he had helped lots of people, he has been nice to lots of people, and now it is time for him to deal with issues. Everybody left him. He said Regina, the last wife, left with his daughter when the EFCC came after him. So she's a Ghanaian, she took her daughter and she left. That's the story.
So he was married to a Ghanaian.
So he's been alone since then, and that they are divorced.
And they came there to save him.
That was like 8 years after. That's the story he gave me.
Told you, right?
Yes. Now I felt pity for a man who claims to have helped lots of people, and everybody has left him in the state where he was. So
apparently,
that's
a good tactic to use. Let's tell a sob story.
I'll follow him to court. Then when I came to Abuja, I was there with him, but we were not sexually involved. Because at that time, I was really hurt by my previous relationship. Finding out that there was
she don't collect too.
else there. So for me, it was like
Two vulnerable people.
Okay.
because later on, I saw a wedding invitation of this person I was waiting for,
Right.
and that broke me. I just made a harsh decision of not even getting married. I just walked and said,
Until
"You've been
they
asking
swept
for
you off
this.
your feet.
You said you wanted us to have, you wanted sons, right?"
This is what you said to what you call the father of your children.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was asking for kids because I started getting blackmails like, "Oh, people are seeing you around me," and next thing they're saying you're a gold digger, you're going to leave me. "Oh, this person has published this, they called you a gold digger." To shut out their insinuations, I think it is best you give me sons.
Give me
I don't have
sons.
sons. I have 5 daughters, but I don't have sons. You can look at the house, there's nobody visits me. I want kids.
Right.
So we went for
I read somewhere, by the way, that I think she alleged that he could not impregnate her. That's why they went for, what do you call it, IVF? One of those things. That's what I read somewhere.
Yes, like he was saying that his boiler was not
Not the work.
functioning.
He wasn't firing.
He
Jesus
was
Christ.
cannot stand.
Huh. Look at this girl now.
Shade.
Look at this girl.
Tomato juice. Akwa nwa, egozi no nwa.
Can you imagine? Jesus. Anyway, let's keep going.
IVF.
Pepperempe.
He was specific. He wanted sons.
He wanted
had 5
sons.
daughters, and he's never had a son.
So the IVF was to ensure that you had sons.
Yes, we had sex selection done,
Sex selection.
and then I had to go receive back the
Treatment.
embryos into me. They were implanted, and I waited. Even at the cost of that embryo implanting in me, I had the most violent experience, beatings and all of it.
Whoa.
Right. So he beat you while you were trying to get pregnant.
Even
for
when
him.
I was pregnant with my first child.
Whoa.
When it was confirmed that I was pregnant,
Pregnant,
it was even confirmed that it was a boy.
Right. And he knew.
He knew. And he will punch me in my stomach, call the baby. Is it because of the cockroach you're carrying in you? Is that
Because of
why
the
you're doing
cockroach you
this?
are
He'll
carrying
punch
in
me,
you.
Punch me, and
See,
he will tell me
mouth.
that he'll get rid of it. He'll get the cockroach out of my stomach. This thing was not a situation people don't know. Lots of people knew about it. Big names.
Big names
Because
know
whenever
about
he
it.
Like
beats
you
me
want
up,
a son, and then at
and
the end of the
I
day, you're
threaten
calling.
to leave back my
You said what?
How do you claim that you want a son, and then the envelope carrying your child? That's what I'm gonna call her now. And you know it's that son that you want so bad, and you're calling that your child inside the womb cockroach, not even caring. Like women
Wow.
when they're pregnant are in the most volatile state.
Yeah. So I'm doing because me in my regular mind here, I hear all kind of crazy stories all the time, but I still can't imagine me being in it. Right? I've seen enough to have, and I've studied enough to know, right? But when it gets down to assault, that's where you lose me.
It's too crazy.
That's where you lose me, Yeah.
things go to the door. There's drama. Bodyguards bundle me everything. He ends up, because I am so adamant on leaving, he will call someone, maybe someone of high esteem, to talk to me. The Dasukis have been involved. Both Colonel Sambo Dasuki himself, his wife, has been involved. Nnamdi Kanu at some point has called me to plead with me.
Now they called you to plead with you to
Yes,
stay with FFK.
October 2019, I left. He insulted me openly at a dinner we had in Slick Bay Chinese restaurant here in Abuja.
All right. So let's do this. I'm seeing some comments and I want to hear more about it. You guys might just know what we don't know. I see Beyond Braid says she's playing victim in my opinion. Tell us a little bit more. Maybe you know something we don't know. But Abeno said, this is PT story, I beg.
How is she playing victim when she like have black eye? And I've seen her live when she was recording him, and he came and slapped.
Yes, and I'm intentionally not playing that.
Please.
I'm intentionally not playing that because I didn't want to play.
Bruises, black eye, cuts.
Yeah, there's pictures of cut on. Hold on one second. There's picture of cuts and stuff like that. Now those are digital receipts.
I mean, please.
Those are digital receipts. So maybe that's why you don't believe. I get it, But let me play a little bit small of it. This is a person's conduct. I don't think it actually matters if it's true or not. If you conduct yourself a certain way, I will formulate an opinion. It is what it is around that. Not just me, forget me for a second. The world will formulate an opinion around that. But tell me more. Maybe there's more to what we don't know. Let's keep going.
Problem. Everybody wants peace, but it must be insult, it must be this, it must be that.
You have been abusing me since, and I've said no word to you.
Not insult, you will not be.
Leave me alone.
Who the hell are you?
Stop abusing me.
Now, come and carry this.
Precious took to social media to release a dirty.
Everybody wants peace, but it must be insult, it must be this, it must be that.
You have been abusing me since, and I've said no word to you.
Not insult.
All right, so you're smacking something off of somebody's hands. Does that not look like what's the name of the married couple that we covered here a while back? They're YouTubers. Jamie Perkins, blah blah blah. What's the other girl's name?
The Sudanese girl.
Yes. So if you can smack something off of somebody's hands, that's all it takes. You don't have to touch a person. You need help. You need help. If you're smacking something off of other people's hands because you're upset, that's all it takes to literally buy a person. That's all it takes. So I'm trying to see, maybe there's more to what you guys know beyond this. Why is this a sub story? And I think Chudi is also very good at asking very provoking questions that will get people telling on themselves. But I'm seeing that video for the first time. Maybe I haven't watched it enough. Of course, he would tell those stories to lure her into his nest. There was gender selection involved. All these are excuses. Why married a man twice your age with history of... we heard those stories. Oh, that's what you were saying. The PC story he was telling her. Is that what you were saying? To get... Maybe that's what you guys were saying. MOP kind of easily fall for these stories. What about what I just played? Was that easily falling? If you say so, guess what? You know what time it is.
You're right.
No, my brother I know they collect. No. My brother is right. My brother is right. If you say so, I'm just saying. FFK is evil, toxic, but why is she married to him in the first place? We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't ask those questions. Those questions, once you've laid you pick up your hands, we can't ask those questions. And it's not just about protecting the lady for not asking those questions. The reason why you're not allowed to ask those questions, because that question is a function of a type of mindset. And you must avoid that mindset at all cost. You can't afford to ask a person who is no longer here, why were you married to that person in the first place? You can't do that. It's too costly to ask those questions. Leaving is medicine after damage has been done, but credit to her for finally leaving though. No, you're playing balance with something that has no balance. When you lift your hands and hit another person, there's no balance. You're playing balance. Let's judge it equally on both sides, so that you can't do that. There's some things that just like when you're talking to your children, your sons, especially your sons, you have to tell them this is a no-go area. Because there are grown men on this internet, yes, I know, saying, well, she cannot deserve the slap back too. Go ahead, Chinye. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say to Bano's comment about why did she marry him in the first place. Well, first of all, you have to remember when when he got with her. Of course, he's gonna be sweet and try to lure her in with all these pity stories. He probably didn't put his hands on her at that time, but then when they got in the relationship, he started putting his hands on her. And and the thing is, we already know, like Nigerian women, like in general, it's when you're in an abusive relationship, especially Nigerian women, that they're not so quick to like run out. They'll probably be thinking, "You go better." But then when she finally escaped, because she finally escaped where he oppressed the crap out of her, not allowing her to see the children, using the children as a pawn.
So Chinye, let's try this. Let's give it a shot. Let's hold her accountable. What does that sound like, please?
Holding her accountable, I guess. So for example, I would say, let's say they got together, and he finally lures her in, and then she starts seeing the signs of him hitting her even before she did that IVF. That probably would have been the best time for her to escape. At that time, if she escaped, she wouldn't have much to lose, because now she didn't have children or whatever. And then let's say, okay, she did get pregnant, and he kept hitting her. She shouldn't have gone for the other IVF to be pregnant with triplets, a whole triplets. But situations like that are easier said than done. Also, because like when someone is in an abusive state of mind, their mind is all gaga. They're not really even coordinating. But I think that us women, if we see this kind of signs early, we should really just keep it pushing, because go better. Especially for someone who's like 30 years older or 30 years your senior.
Well, you're right.
Are y'all happy now? We've held her accountable. Are you happy now? What did we learn? Keep a balance. Blame her too. You are blaming him, blame her too. Are we happy now? We didn't know that before. You have to hear Chinye say that.
You doing what?
Let's continue. It's okay. Gentlemen, listen to me carefully. You cannot afford the balance game with women. They are not your mates. Especially if you have money for data that you're watching this show. They are not your mates. Okay? They are not your mates. They will be inside this chat playing balance with you. You will collect. Oh my God.
Sorry, yo.
You will collect. You can't afford this stupid balance game. You cannot afford it. Wait until you start having sex with her. She will show you.
Sorry, yo.
Just wait. Just wait. You want to fantasize about a world where women are just equal. You can hold them accountable at the same level. Do you live in that kind of world? You don't. You don't live in that kind of world. I don't know what's wrong with you with this stupid balance stuff. You do not live in a balanced world. This is a world where power plays a role. There's no fairness. In love and war, all is fair. They don't feel like you're being fair. They think it's a man's world. So if they feel like you don't show them shege, they want, what they call it, their pound of flesh back 10,000 times over. So of course, we're not going to sit around and make it okay for a Fani-Kayode to talk anyhow at other journalists in 2024. And then that behavior is matching the way he treated his wife. And we should just be like, okay, let's hold him accountable too. But I bet no, what is all this balance stuff now? Uncle Beno, unmute.
Hey, bro, Alpha.
Papa, we can't afford this stuff. We can't teach men that there's balance. There's no balance.
I'm not talking about balance, brother.
What are you talking about? You and who was that person? Who was that person?
Yeah, I like his opinion too. That's why I just say let me jump in real quick.
Yeah.
Sister Chinye, how you doing, my sister?
I'm good, but no, good.
You and that your sweet voice. That voice sweet. It be like voice when they fit carry go club.
Thank you. You are a Wahala person.
So basically, me, brother, I don't want to waste your time. I am not blaming her or FFK or something. Just based on what your platform represents, I'm just of the opinion that when you see the red flag written so bold and big, but because there are millions of naira attached to that red flag, then you jump in. 1 year, 2 years later, you begin to see the other side of that millions that attracted you.
Right.
And now, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, he's evil, he's this, he's that. Me personally, I don't buy into that. That's just the reason why I said, why are you there in the first place? Are you feeling me now? I hate anything abusive, anything beating women. I don't know why. I just don't like it. All my friends, everybody who knows me, they know my stand when it comes to I slap you. Don't even threaten anybody. You're gonna slap or you're gonna do this. Not mentioning you actually putting your hands on that person. I don't subscribe to that. Now, it's a common practice among young ladies, especially in Nigeria. And we have to start preaching these things. Money is not everything. Until you get into that money and you see what is beneath that money, before you will know that I've already made mistake. Many of these young girls that are married to men twice their age, they are finding it tough and hard inside. Forget the makeup, coming outside, laughing, smiling, showing the cars, the houses, everything. That is just what they are using as camouflage to cover what they are passing through. If you see a girl who marries a man that is twice her age, I'm not talking about Western world, I'm talking about Nigeria right now. You see a young girl who marries a man twice her age, she's attracted to money. Nobody can tell me anything otherwise.
So let's pause there for a second, right?
Okay.
Now you said, and let me, beyond Bray said that's not the kind of balance I'm talking about. And she brought in the word blame. I didn't bring in the word blame. She brought in the word blame, right? Can you tell me at any point today, you can paraphrase, it doesn't have to be exact. Can you tell me at any point today where I blamed Femi Fani-Kayode outside of just playing his conduct?
No.
Video of his conduct.
No,
can you point that out today?
No, you are not blaming, not matter of blaming. You're just pointing out the
I played the video of his behavior.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're not second question for you, right? Why is it that not just you, many people have a tendency to move in the direction of skewing to one side as opposed to just look at this? Either you're a Femi or Precious. You don't want to find yourself in this situation. I said, in fact, what I said is that if you're a 35-year-old person and you're going to be with this 65-year-old man, if he's not secure in himself, he will say you are sleeping with somebody at some point. Did I not say that?
Yeah, of course.
Why are we hearing something else from what I said? I'm very curious.
No, it can be. Are you asking me why I said you
just
buy
if
into
you find
story?
it, sure, but it's also rhetorical. It's a question. It's an honest question for everybody in the chat. Why do we have it? We have that tendency because I will answer the question myself. We really move in this life like it's a balanced world. It's not, and it will never be. It will never be. Forget it. That fantasy, forget it. Okay? Somebody's going to be a winner and somebody's going to be a loser. And what I want is that anybody that's watching me right now, I want you to win. That doesn't mean you should go out there and be victimizing people. Sometimes the people you might have a tendency to victimize, you can bring them on your team and you can win together. But you are still, when somebody wins, somebody is losing. I want you to get that right. That's how life works, period. Now, if you go into a court of any jurisdiction where they are not paying and bribing people, Femi will lose all day because the power is not balanced as a default. He has too much power. And that's why rich people pay more taxes. Is that fair? They made the money. Why are you charging them more taxes? But it's a society of everybody. So anybody who seems to have more power, at least from what we can see, will be held more accountable. That's just how life works. I don't want you to be in denial about how life works because you go collect. That's how life works. To whom much is given, much is expected. But we're pushing hard against it, against that reality. That's why without me even citing Femi, we are hearing it. We are obsessed with the word of fairness. That's where there are courts. It's because it's not fair in the first place. Even when you get to court, now evidence. Because if you don't get evidence, you go shalaye tired. But Aben, speak, please.
Well, my stand is that for any other lady out there, especially those in Nigeria, they are hearing this. Don't marry any man with a history of abuse. When you come across a man who's been married, divorced once, twice, third time, he's coming for you, there is something that is chasing those women away. there is something in the component of his character that is definitely is the problem, and the reason why those women are leaving him. There is nothing special about you that you're gonna marry this man. Oh, he's not gonna treat me like the rest of them. He's gonna be nice
Is
to
it
me.
me or that's his internet? Is he skipping? Chinye?
Are you? I can hear you very well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, your thing was skipping in and out. I think
I
it's
can
you.
hear you very
hear
well.
me?
I hear you very well.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
continue. Say it again.
Yeah, I said, can you hear me? Because I can hear you.
Chinye, help me now. Can you hear him?
Oh, bro, like you can't hear me.
I hear you, but it's choppy. Everybody in the chat, tell me, can you hear him or it's choppy? In the chat, tell me. I want to make sure we hear him very well. Let's see here.
Oh, but I can hear you very well.
You can hear me very well?
Yeah.
Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. See that? Chiye, say something. It could be me. It might be me. You can hear me well. Okay, it's me. All right, continue, but I'll push myself out.
All right, so what I'm saying is...
I'm sorry, I stepped away for a second. I could hear you. I could hear both of you well.
All right, sister.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, when you found a man, no matter how much interest he shows in you, he already have history of abuse with at least a long line of exes on his list. There is something about him that is chasing those ex-wives away. If a man divorced one time, we might say, okay, maybe the wife, blah, blah, blah. But second time, third time, and every time, this man abuses those wives. He beat them. He do whatever he wants. Why are you ready to take up that challenge? What gives you the mindset that this man is going to treat you differently from how he treated the rest? So that's just my point. I felt sorry for the wife. I quite understand how she felt. She did not expect what actually came for her, but she would have saved herself distress. Let me tell you something now, brother. Do you know if this particular lady Precious have told FFK from beginning that I would rather be your mistress. I don't want to marry you. Okay, I get it. You want male child. I will give you those male child, but I don't want to be your wife. I'd rather be your mistress. FFK wouldn't have treated her the way he treated her. Are you getting my point?
Which young Nigerian girl would want to just be a mistress and have
the thing is,
kids?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
you guys
can
hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Something is terribly wrong with my. Let me try something. 1 second. Something is terribly wrong with my audio here. Let me see here.
You sound very clear though.
Exactly.
I sound good, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe it's your earpiece or something.
It's my browser. Let me restart the browser. You guys keep talking. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but no, I don't think any girl her age, as young as she is, an Igbo girl for that matter, would want to just be his mistress as opposed to his wife and settled in and married and stuff like that. Even though I heard some things later on that something in terms of I don't know if it said it wasn't completely married properly or something based on like the backstory of when all those issues started happening with court and stuff like that. I was like, what?
Yeah, this is crazy. I
can you hear me now?
I felt sorry for her. We can hear you.
Okay. All right. So repeat your question. Sorry again. Repeat your question again.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you asked a question earlier. I mean, it was choppy, so I couldn't hear it.
Oh, it wasn't a question. I was saying, why didn't she rather be a mistress than being a wife? Because if she had been his mistress and agreed to give him those baby boy he desperately needed, he wouldn't have treated her the way he treated her because he married her. That's just what I'm saying. Because people have to learn. Women especially have to teach these younger ones that money is like a magnet, is what most of these toxic men use to attract them over. They
All
throw
right.
money
So
at
the
you.
point is, So let me get this straight. You're saying money is an influence that he used.
Yes, money, status, his political position, and all that. You
Right,
know?
status. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, and you're saying because he used money, I'm trying to see what the point is. Because he used money, then what?
I'm saying that if she knew she can see those red flags from the beginning, but maybe she just believed that, oh, he might not treat me the way he treated those other women, and of course he's gonna come with some pity story when he's approaching her. He's probably gonna tell her all kinds of bad stuff about his exes, and then she just buys.
So he has histories of rubbishing his exes, right? So
I even
remember
heard-
we covered the story. Were you here when I covered Harry's song story?
I was hearing everything you did today. I'm actually
Right,
at work,
today.
but I heard everything.
Okay, good. Yeah, so same thing. Remember I said there's a pattern. If he did this, he will do it
Yeah,
again.
Princess made a good point earlier when she said, "Hey, if you're
Yeah.
talking to a man who's talking a whole lot of smack about their ex,
Yeah.
then you might want to watch that."
Today's lesson was really for the ladies to learn. I'm
Yeah.
just kind of confused why we didn't hear it that way. But today's lesson, listen, there's going to be I'm agreeing with you guys. There's going to be Fani-Kayode out there. You might just start to feel like you want to protect him. When I'm saying women should avoid them, but it's the women that I'm holding accountable. You get it?
I get it. I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
There's going to be, if you become an easy target, I talk about easy target all the time. You will collect, But if there's any man listening, I also like to point that out. For my brothers, listen, you might be right. All these people might just be evil. They just want to hurt you. How about call the police first? I said that today. I said call the police. You be the first to call the police. Right? If it's bad behavior, it's bad behavior. But once you start to enable it, you have to look at you, say, you enable that behavior. You're incentivizing that behavior.
Sorry, MOP.
Yes, sir.
I don't think the lady is even revealing everything about FFK. FFK is far worse than that.
She can't do that.
Well, yeah, based on what we've heard about him before. This is the same man who locked his own elder brother in the house. I don't know if you heard this story before. He locked his elder brother in the house and treat him like he's an SLAV.
I mean, he was born into a rich family, wasn't he? He wasn't the first big guy in his family.
Oh, this guy, that dude is like a mafia in his own world. So
yeah,
I think the lady is not actually revealing everything he did to her in that marriage. I felt sorry for her though, but I'm just kind of like, it's like this kind of story is way too common nowadays. And just like Sister Chiye was talking about Regina earlier, that so far she likes the way the husband actually allowed her to do what she wants. She's still acting and everything. My sister, if you look into Regina closely, Regina is an actress. She's just doing.
She's acting. It's all a skit.
She's just acting. I'm telling you,
it's possible.
She's just acting. There is a certain level that an old man would be at, and that old man will allow a young little girl he married to be playing around his ex-young boy.
Right.
You know, Regina and his ex, they were actually, I think they were doing a movie or something together. Where people were like, oh, this man is, and I was laughing like, oh, Danny Bogboni, you don't know jazz. That man is a senior manipulator, and the story will come out later.
And also, her fame, he needs the fame too for his political
Exactly.
career.
Right.
Exactly.
So like whenever he's on those political meetings, she's the wife that goes with him.
He needs to be an upstanding man with the wife with no mess, no scandals.
Exactly.
Things like that.
So you know what he's doing? I heard from some grapevine that on marrying the girl, he had her do some fetish things, some swearing and all
Yeah,
that.
it's open. People like from their area, Anyoma,
Yeah.
they're like really deep into it. Like, oh, if you're married, the
Whose
girl.
area?
No, no. Ned is from Anyoma.
Oh, the Ned and
Yeah.
them. Okay, you just
Yeah,
switched to Ned. I was wondering
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
guys talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ned Mokola. He's from Anyoma, and their tradition is, if you marry a woman into the family, if the woman cheats, this, that. So they did
Yeah.
some punk traditional thing in that marriage. And when we were doing all those things, me on the side watching this video, I was like feeling so uncomfortable. Like, this one, you don't enter one chance to be that. So
Exactly,
really,
Sister Akinye. So that's why I'm just like, look, y'all don't know what's going on. When you see an old man who married a very, very young girl and he's not worried, he's so confident and calm. The girl can do whatever she wants. Bro, there is danger lurking behind. Nothing
Yeah.
will happen to that girl in Jesus' name. But if the girl eventually did, if she misstepped, the result is usually not what we want to describe or wish on anybody. So I'm just saying this to buttress the fact that we have to teach our young girls in Nigeria the way these young little brat girls chase after money. The way they and their parents are the worst
her
of.
mama, wait, I think my mama was like the main madam behind that whole thing.
Exactly.
Like,
So
crazy.
I think of it a little bit differently. I don't disagree with the obvious. Of course, we have to teach young girls. I don't disagree with anything that's the obvious. If it's the obvious and it's not working, it just means there's always going to be girls like that, especially in a society where people are just hungry. We talked about that when we talked about Seda Boj. There's always going to be one of the oldest, what do you call it? Career, oldest profession in the world is Olosho. It is what it is. There's market for it. Right? I don't think when we're in a platform where we teach relationships that anybody benefit from re-emphasizing that we must go and teach Oloshos not to be Oloshos. I don't think anybody benefit from that. Maybe that's where I'm coming from. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think we're beating the dead horse. Right? If you look at how that girl responded to everybody that tried to drag him that had enough clout today, you will know that she's not going to listen to you. She knows exactly what she's doing. She too will collect in her own right when the time is right. I think the persons that should learn lessons in all of this is all of us that we're here today, right? Your choices are not that intentional. It's a function of your mindset. Those are the lessons. Your outlook on life will drive how you make choices. Telling yourself that you can make better choices is not good enough. If you notice that you've been making certain types of choices, you might want to look inward. Look at self. That's what we do here. Look at yourself. Why is it that it seems like I tend to attract the same type of people? If you come to me and generalize and you say there's a bunch of Oloshos around Nigeria, I'm going to look at you sideways. Where have you been hanging out? Because there's always been Oloshos and girls. Like, let's say a man comes to me and says, I'm 65, but all these girls tend to take my money and then take advantage of me. Tell me more. Right? Let's say you come to me. If you remember, I will continue to re-emphasize until we get it. Because honestly, I need more people teaching this stuff, right? If you remember, I'll say, who should make the changes? The person who is complaining. That's not to drag them. That's not to shame them. It's to empower them. If you can complain, you have power. You have leverage. If all we're talking about is just emotional based, verbal based, right? You have power. You have leverage. Let us show you where you might be missing it, especially if you, the one that's very easy to see yourself as the victim, if you can complain, good. Let's help you. Let's help you see it a little bit differently. Make some better choices. You're not making bad choices because you're a bad person. That is an oversimplified version of what's actually happening. It's never really that simple. It's not that simple. It's a mindset thing. It goes beyond your conscious mind. It's subconscious. Everybody else can teach you. They can teach you what not to do. Let's say that. That's fine. I'm just saying. I think it's beating a dead horse. Teaching people not to be Yahoo boys. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, don't be a Yahoo boy. Okay, good. I will never disagree with that. I think those are the obvious, and I think we still need people teaching that. I just come from a different angle, which is, hey, why you keep coming about? Why are you talking about Yahoo boys all the time? Is your money being stolen? Let's help you protect yourself. And if you're not careful, before you realize it, as I'm talking, analyze issue, while you start to pick side already by yourself, you are pushing me to the other side. Me, there's no sides. Okay? There's only two sides, loser or winner. That's the reality about life. That's the reality. That's the reality. Nations, there are losing nations and there are winning nations. States, some nations make more money than others. Some they manage their money better. They manage their resources better. As an individual, what are your resources? First, your mindset. Your mindset. Don't wait until it's too late before you know that. At least know it now at the back of your mind so that when you need it, you'll find it useful later on. Chinye, talk to me. Give me your last words.
Well, my last word is just that, as women, we need to, first of all, I appreciate all that we are learning from your show. I've learned a lot, and my should I call them cohorts?
What's that?
Also, I'm saying the rest of the Prestige fam,
Right.
especially in the backstage.
The rest of us.
Yeah, we're also learning a lot from these. There are definitely some things that we didn't know how to handle better than we know now. So it's just a matter of just continuing to be better so that we don't find ourselves in these type of situations, so that we can smell a rat miles away and know not to even be involved in that. No matter how shiny, blingy, blingy things might be looking, but to be no one to say, nah, let me dodge this bullet real quick.
Yeah. Us. We need to be winning. Prestige family. Anybody who is a part of Prestige family, we win. We win. And no, we don't want other people to lose, but they will anyway. They'll be losers.
We win and we move.
We move. Thank you, Jarichi. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You.
All right. So Beyond Brave, shout out to you. You've engaged me so much today. She said, Mr. Ola, you mind to explain discrete logic? Black and white. If you tend to see life as black and white, you go collect. It's just not. All right? Or it must be a yes, or it's just not. Okay? There's all kind of shades in between. There's nuances in life. So we kind of have to pay attention to that. Okay? So now when we say that, it's very easy to now, catch ourselves. How do you say that? You say but you said there's no black and white. But then you say winner or loser. That's why we need context. That's the whole point. It depends on what we're talking about. It depends on that's why you have to bring it down to case by case by case. So the easiest way for me to do that, I said, tell me the story. I need specifics. You don't have to tell me personal stuff, but a little bit beyond just it's either you're on a low show or you belong in church. No, there's in betweens. There are people that like their wife to have a little low show vibe, and there's people like that like some stuff in between, right? But just in general, I'm massively pushing against what we have learned that has not worked, that tends to be black and white. I'm pushing against that. Okay, and even at that, you can see gotcha, and I will accept it. I was fine. However, let's find a common ground, right? Because afterward, there's a reason why we can relate, and that's why we're here, So, here's what it is. I usually listen to the background. I know. I know Beyond Breeze. I actually thought you were somebody else before. I know your name very well. Thank you so much for being here. This was the longest live word on MOP. It was long. It was kind of long. So tomorrow we'll try to keep it short. Promise. 7 to 9. Tomorrow we'll be back here. 7 to 9. We have to keep talking about this stuff. We have more people to help. Help me hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified. Shout out to Brother Ben, Okubendo, my guy. Thank you so much for coming up. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Hi, I'm Lola.
And this is Ola from Man of Prestige.
Did you know that nearly 50% of marriages end in divorce?
Studies also show that children raised in two-parent households tend to thrive.
If you're struggling in a broken relationship or marriage, you're not alone in facing these challenges.
But having a solid support system is crucial. We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.